Alley Club, huge path to event coming up this New Year's Day. Souls online for both Hilvi and Yukimasa. Is it worth going for their souls? We'll talk about the value and what it potentially could cost. And if you're ready for all that information, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin raid channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. And I hope you're ready for this event coming up on New Year's Day. It is going to be a path to event where you can get souls for both Hilvi and Yukimasa, the recent fusion. And if you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Raid Shadow Legends video goes up on a normal week, at least 6 pieces of Raid Shadow Legends content. But let's go right into the announcement for the event. So the Frosted Path event. Get perfect souls for Hilvi, the Rhyme Called, and Yukimasa, the Demon of Ice, starting on New Year's Day. So a couple days from now. So this Thursday, January 1st, we're planning to launch the Frosted Path event where you have a chance to earn a perfect soul for Hilvi, the Rhyme Called, and Yukimasa, the Demon of Ice, along with some other goodies. We'll take a look at some past path events that we can use as reference for what some of the cost estimates might be. But you're gonna be able to earn points for this event by summoning shards. So summon rush event. So the more shards you open, the more points you're gonna get. And good thing, upgrading champs. So champ training event is where you could get, it's kind of like this. So a summon rush and a champ training event. Rewards you can get from this event include Hilvi, the Rhyme Called, and Yukimasa, the Demons of Ice, 5-star perfect soul, legendary and mythic skill tomes, other items, and it will be a 96-hour event. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I believe Sunday as well. But before we get into which is the better path to go for, what are some of the cost estimates that you might want to be looking at? I do want to remind you, if you want to start off a brand new Raid Shadow account, you could get Narma, the Return Great Poison Damage Dealer, who just recently got reworked. You get her for free using that QR code up there or the link in the description, and you actually get off to one of the best current starts for Raid right now. You're going to get Narma, and then as you level up your account, you're going to get Uugo, Tagoar, Alure, great epic support champs. And then once you have Narma in your account, you get some other legendary champs. You can choose from a bunch of great ones. Desert Queen is my recommendation. You get 2 Honorak with that code. She's a great support champ. Synergizes great with Narma. Another option is to go for Sun Wukong with the Monkey King code. He's a great arena champ. It's going to take you all the way to endgame in arena. So depending where you want to focus on, both of these champs specialize in different areas. And if you want a great damage dealer, Kitty Cut gives you the Cheshire Cat. And if you want one of the best tanks in the game, Udin King gets you Ultimate Death Knight. So it's really how you want to start up your account. Let's take a look at some of the more recent path to events that had some souls in it. And the one that comes to my mind is the Halloween path that had the perfect soul for Raphael, also had a perfect soul for April O'Neil. And if we look at the points that you need for this, you had to go down this path here, get the Stubbshead Charm, get one of these Soul Stones, Radiant Sun Lily, and then go down either one of this path or this path. I think they cost the same amount of points. This one had the Legendary Book. This one had Sun Lily, that relic crafting material, and it gave you the perfect soul for Raphael. And the cost for April O'Neil would be the exact same, just going down the other side. So for that, we look at the cost for that. That was 74,000 points needed for this. And if we go to the Winter's Pass from last year, the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, we had a similar type of event. Now, this one gave you an option to get 1 perfect soul. And the grand prizes were either Lady Noelle or Sir Nicholas. It looks like there was only 1 key in this entire event here. So you had to use that key to open up a lock. And with that, you could have gotten either 1 perfect soul for 1 character or the other. And as far as the cost for theirs, you would need to go down this path here or the other side. And the cost is the same. It just depends on what you want to get as far as materials. You need to get this glyph, then get this key. You could have went down this path as well. The costs are very similar. And then for Lady Noelle, you would need to go down the Legendary Tome, unlock this key, get the 5-star perfect soul. If you wanted the Sir Nick, you get the Legendary Tome, unlock this lock with that key that you got, and you would have got that soul there. You could have got some avatars for these characters as well. They also had some mythic skill tomes at the bottom if you wanted to get some skill tomes for these characters. But as far as the points that you would need for this, very similar. 75,250, which is right around at 74,000 that you needed for the most recent Halloween path. Now, as far as the scoring, the most recent Halloween path, the one for the souls for either April or Raphael or both, It was based on artifacts and accessories, so dungeon divers are a little different than what's going to happen for this one coming up on New Year's Day. It's going to be based on champ training, but the other thing was the shards there. And as far as the point totals for shards, we had 4,500 points per sacred shard opening, 2,700 points per primal shard, and I think they did a double drop during this Halloween, if I'm remembering correctly. I may be remembering that off, but the void shards were 750 points, ancient shards 300 points, and I believe every mystery shard was 30 points, if I'm remembering that correctly as well. So most of the points will be either from fusing, building up a lot of heroes, that champ chase. You have to do a champ training. You would have to fuse, build up a lot of characters, make a lot of chickens, rank characters up 5 stars, 6 stars, and then leveling them up. That will get you a lot of points. Also, these shards here. So how many shards would you need to save? If you're doing it just with sacred shards, normally the cost is about anywhere from about 16 to 20 sacred shards for the soul. Is it worth it for each of these champs? Let's go take a look at each of their kits, because I think one champ is significantly better than the other. Let's take a look at Yukimasa, the most recent fusion. If you look at the Yukimasa passive, fill this champion's turn meter by 50% whenever this champion skips a turn because of a stun, freeze, sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, or petrification debuff. Whenever this champion skips a turn because of one of those debuffs, the next active skill will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Also, with the A1, it's going to attack all enemies and instantly activates the skill whenever a champ skips a turn because of a stun, freeze, sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, or petrification debuff. So if he misses a turn because of one of those, he will have a passive and he'll have a more turn meter. He'll also instantly activate this A1 as well. So good stuff if he misses a turn. Obviously, you're getting a downside of missing a turn, but Yukimasa does some good stuff with that. The A3, AoE, not an AoE, single target attack. Before attacking, steals turn meter from the target. Cannot be resisted if there's at least one enemy on the enemy team with at least one of these crowd control debuffs: freeze, stun, sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, or petrification. Also equalizes the target's defense with this champion's defense for attack. So it evens it out. So if you have a low defensive target, or if you have a really high defensive target, well, it'll equalize it with Yukimasa's, and you may want to build Yukimasa with very low defense just because of that. And it'll allow him to be the very, very low defense. The damage inflicted by this skill increases the amount of turn meter stolen. And then last but not least, we have the A to attacks all enemies. We ignore block damage debuffs, which is great in arena, especially I face a lot of Hellcats for some reason. It starts with that block damage and then just makes the battle take a lot longer. This will ignore that. 75%, that goes up to 100% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted if at least one enemy is under one of these crowd control debuffs, same as the A3. Also is going to revive a random ally, 50% HP, 50% turn meter. The skill did not kill an enemy, revives all allies, 50% HP, 50% turn meter if the skill kills at least one enemy. So no enemies killed, one character revived. One enemy killed, all characters revived. So very, very strong character. Obviously, it would be a great character to have a 5-star perfect soul on, but is it worth the cost for those sacreds or the equivalent of their shards or champ training to do that? Well, what you will get from that 5-star, if we go and see what they get from each blessing: the 1st star, more HP; 2nd star, more attack. You're getting more defense with the 3rd star, more HP and crit damage with the 4th star, which is probably the more important thing for him. He's a damage dealer. You want a lot of crit damage. Now, it will increase his accuracy and his resistance. However, as we saw from one of those all those skills, if you pair him with someone that has a crowd control on them, he doesn't need accuracy. So you may not need this 5-star perfect soul for this champ. The speed will obviously help, but you're not getting a 6-star. You're getting a 5-star with this. So that is the case for Yukimasa. Looks good. Looks also very expensive for that 5-star soul and that benefit could get. Let's move on to Hilvi of the Rhyme Called. We don't have her unlocked yet. She's still waiting in our fragment summon. So we're gonna wait for a perfect opportunity to fuse this champ, probably during the champ, the clan versus clan, which is coming up. The next one is coming up on January 13th. Hopefully that does have personal rewards. I don't remember if it did say that it has personal rewards or not, but they're probably gonna do that during that or some other champ chase that we're really looking for the rewards. That's where we're gonna fuse this champ. But as far as her kit, she looks like a very, very good champ, and maybe more worth it than Yukimasa for that soul there. All right, so The passive, when an enemy receives a freeze debuff, the champion steals a random buff from them, place the HP burn on them for 2 turns, and decreases their turn meter by 10%. So whether an enemy is getting a freeze from one of their allies, whether it's getting reflected on them from one of their own freezes, or whether she freezes them, she's gonna steal a random buff from them and place an HP burn on them for 2 turns and reduce their turn meter. That is a strong move, especially if you pair her with the partner Torment or any other freeze champs. That's a great move. Torment is on the team, gets even better because it fills his turn meter by an equal amount that the turn meter was decreased by this skill. For multiple champs, only one will activate, like most moves. The A3, I misread this last part. The skill cooldowns cannot be decreased or reset. The reset or the decrease, that is not as good, but I thought what the reset was resetting it all the way to full cooldown. Actually, reset is to that you could use the moves right away. Neither of that could be done. So this is just so I guess you can't spam this over and over and again. But revives all dead allies 50% HP, 30% turn meter. So strong revive. Place a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn, 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. That is a very strong one. I know, like I mentioned with Yukimasa, there's a lot of my champs that don't have that ignore the block damage. This is that block damage. Yukimasa can ignore it, but yeah, this is annoying if you don't have a character that could ignore that. 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. We'll place his buffs even if no allies were revived. So still gonna have that block damage for 1 turn, increased speed for 2 turns. No allies are revived. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 25%. Skill cooldown, like I said, cannot be decreased or reset. Same thing for this A2. No decreasing or resetting. So you gotta fully wait those turns before you can do this move again. Removes all buffs from all enemies. Place a freeze debuff on them for 1 turn, and that will synergize great with her passive. A 1 turn freeze though, and a 3 turn cooldown. If Torment's on the same team, instantly activates his A2, the Blizzard Rage skill. This cooldown also cannot be reduced or decreased, and the A1 is a strong one as well. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times each hit. 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Torment's on the same team. 25% chance to instantly activate his A1, and her damage is based on attack. So she looks really good. Since we don't have Hilvi unlocked, let's go to Yukimasa to look at the blessings. Now, she places a freeze. Hilvi places a freeze on her A2, decreased defense on her A1, so you do need accuracy. So that 5-star soul gives her that extra accuracy, which she could use a little bit more than Yukimasa. A resistance will help both champs, so that's kind of a wash because both of them that will help. But yeah, I think Hilvi will benefit from the accuracy more. I'm gonna go for that perfect soul for Hilvi. I think it's a little too expensive, too out of my budget to get both the perfect souls. And there may be just one key like they did for the Lady Noelle and Sir Nicholas. So you could either choose one or the other. We will see when it launches on New Year's Day. But I'm going for Hilvi. It's probably gonna cost a little bit more Sacred Shards than I have right now. So hopefully we get lucky with our clan boss drops in our next few days. But let me know what you're doing. Are you totally skipping this event? If you did go for Hilvi and did that Deck of Fate, I think it is worth it if you have those shards to go for. If you don't and have some gems laying around, maybe you want to do a lot of champ training, build up some champs, and try to get the 5-star soul for Hilvi that way. I think if you are doing a lot of champ training, maybe it could be worth it because that's kind of stuff that you would do anyway. It may be worth it to get that for Yukimasa. I definitely think it's worth it for Hilvi though, but let me know what you are doing. Did you go for the Yukimasa fusion? Did you get it? Are you going for that? Did you go for the Hilvi soul? Are you going for it? Let me know. Hopefully you did get some value from this video, helping you to plan for what is coming up on New Year's Day. And if you did get some value, leave the video a like. Obviously, as usual, use that QR code that just popped up there if you want to start up that brand new account. That'll get you off to a great start for the end of 2025. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Hulk Best Bump ValleyFlyin out.